The following is being presented by EA Gamechangers. Hi guys, Samantha here and welcome back to my channel and another early access look at the newest expansion pack for Sims 4, Get Famous. So I just want to remind you guys that I did receive an early access code for this pack, compliments of EA Gamechangers. So thank you so very much to EA for that. But after looking at all the build by mode items and this particular lot that's in Mirage Park, if I remember correctly, I decided I wanted to build like a duplex type thing because I felt like it'll be kind of, I don't know, when I think about people, struggling artists and stuff like that, I'm like, or struggling actors, struggling people that want to make it in the business, I feel like that'll probably be like the best situation for them is to find them like a little cheapy like duplex that they can split the rent with somebody and possibly it'll be kind of cheap. The only problem with this though, y'all, is honestly it ended up being pretty costly building this thing, but in the long run I think that it came out really good. I used a combination of Get Famous stuff and some other things that we already had in the game, of course, because I realized when I was building there was quite a bit of things. I was so excited about some of the stuff that we got, but there was quite a bit of things that we were lacking, which is okay. I'm not going to sit there and complain about it, but I did notice we didn't get any kitchen stuff, which, you know, that's hit or miss. Every once in a while we'll get a kitchen thing and sometimes we don't. And then we didn't get any, the only toilet we got for the bathroom was that gold plated one, which was like the fancy snazzy one, and it's not very practical unless you're doing like a really snazzy or posh home, if that makes any sense. So anyway, we'll talk about that as we go through all of this stuff. But anyway, I wanted to focus on them having their own little private patios. I was definitely inspired by doing the I can't remember which room it was, but it was one of the rooms that was like a pre-built room that you could just plop down on your lot, and it had like this little patio with the little half wall. So I was kind of like, I want to recreate that. So originally my plan was to actually make them facing opposite, have one face one way and one face the other way, and then have the patios be in the front of the residences. But then I ended up changing my mind and deciding to go on and make it where both of them were kind of like a mirror image to themselves. And I had the hardest time, which is kind of weird. Once I made the second lot, I kind of copy and pasted it thinking that I could have the dimensions be the same. And then once I realized I couldn't like scoot it close to it because I don't know, even though I had made the foundation what it was supposed to be, it was still kind of like, nah. And then I was having problems because the fence apparently can't get next to another fence. So I was like, all right, I got to push everything back. But I ended up liking it because it has like a staggered look to it. I think I pushed everything back like 2 extra slots, but it's pretty much the same square footage. It's the same dimensions. I did try to strive to do different interior, like I guess interior, what am I trying to say, layouts. So it's not exact mirror replica, but the inside is definitely but the outside is definitely very similar to each other. And the funny thing is, as I was looking next door at that house that's next door, I think that lot is available. I realized that it kind of has like a duplex feel to it too, but we haven't really physically seen that one, so I don't know exactly how it would work. So for some reason, there is like a ton of drive-throughs and cars all over the place at Del Sol. So I decided to recreate that with some fake cars, and I wanted to use the pre-existing driveway. And my plan was to actually do 2 driveways, but I was like, yeah, I'll just have one major driveway and then we'll just have the green space available on the side for something else. Theoretically, I would like to have put a pool, but for some reason, even though I had like motherload on a couple times, once I ran out of money, the game wouldn't let me put any more motherload in. I don't even know what happened. So I couldn't do anything beyond what I ended up doing. I ended up putting one of the cars in the garage just to make it look kind of realistic. But I tried my hardest, y'all. I actually went into debug to see if I could find like that trailer, that boat, and that other stuff, and it's not in there. So I don't know. Like normally you could go and debug and find the items that they have in the world, but I couldn't find that at all. So anyway, ended up not getting it. And now that I think about it, it might have been a good idea to surround that with a fence to kind of like match the one that's right next door to us. But anyway, ended up not doing that. I just realized I should have done that. But so there's fake cars out there. You know, I said this during the build by mode conversation, I guess you could say, that I felt like, were they trolling us? Like, are you guys saying that we're not going to get cars yet? Like maybe you're planning on getting us cars? Because for this entire Del Sol to be like, I've never seen in any of the other worlds have I ever seen just parked cars everywhere. There's like driveways, there's garages, and it's just kind of like, okay, what's up with that? Like it feels like that we're supposed to have cars, and I know they keep saying that we're not supposed to, and honestly I don't even think I really care if we get cars or not, because I'm like, we'll still get a loading screen, But I think it'd be kind of cool if we could collect cars and have that be like another possession that your Sims can like work hard to get. Maybe they can have like a car enthusiast aspiration or something like that. I don't know. So I do think that there would be some benefits for us having cars, even if we have to still go through a loading screen. But I don't know what the purpose of them showing us all these cars that we can't get, you know, and not even having. Anyway, so working on the first part of the duplex, and on this side I wanted to focus on, so there's two people living in this household. It's the same people that I created during my create a sim, and you probably saw glances of them at the build buy mode video. But there's two different Sims. There's a dog also, so I wanted to kind of play with the aspects of the personality of the person that might be living there. So this particular side is a streamer. You know, he wants to be famous, like social network wise. He has his streaming computer. He'll probably eventually, when he gets some money, get some recording software and stuff, because he's just starting out. But of course, he's probably just like completely blew his savings on this little setup over here, and now he has to just like worry about rent and stuff. So I wanted to use these dividers, y'all. I really was excited about them, but the more I played with them, the more I was like, I just don't like them. But I forced myself to use them just to see if maybe as I play around with them that it makes a difference. And honestly, I played it first person, which hopefully you guys will see the footage at the end. I did get footage, but I don't know what it's going to look like until I actually get it in the game or get it in the editing software. But it looked interesting sitting in first person in front of the TV watching a movie with that little lattice thing behind it. It kind of like just separated and gave that room like not a purpose, but just gave it like its own designated space, you know, because it kind of boxed it off without having to put like a wall there, because I really didn't want to put a wall there. Like I said, this is like a duplex, which is like a step up from an apartment when you think about it. So I kind of wanted everything just to be open and bright, and then you just come in and you're just invited with the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, the office, and then you got your little patio that's in the front, and you know, you just go from there. So anyway, I thought that was really nice. I really like the furniture. Like I said, I was just a little bit surprised. When it's funny because when you see the stuff out the gate, you're like, oh wow, we got this. But it's not until you build it that you realize there's some things missing here. Like I almost would rather wish that we could have got more plants. We only really got the two. We got the we got the three, because you got the little window one that goes on the window too. But you know, I don't know, I just felt like I wish that there was a little bit more plants. But of course you could always use other game pack stuff or stuff packs or expansion packs, whatever, to kind of fill in the holes. But in the beginning, when I was first building, I kind of just wanted to stick with nothing but, you know, get famous stuff. And that's when I realized, like, wow, we really didn't get as much stuff as I hoped or thought that we did. So anyway, here I am just playing around with I wanted to put carpet in here and then do like a tile surround for the, I would say wet areas, but more so for the traffic and the kitchen areas. So I ended up doing that, and I wanted to do those curtains, but the curtains that we got are so gaudy. I felt like they weren't going to be a good fit, especially for the person that was living here, because this person is just starting out. You know, he probably got this condo furnished, so that's probably the only reason why it looks as good as it does. But other than that, it's like, no, he has to go in there and kind of just like make his way once he gets started. So I absolutely love those curtains. I never saw that swatch before till I was playing around with them. So that's one good thing about doing like these little speed builds, is it kind of pushes you to use items and you actually go through your swatches and say, oh, I didn't even know we had that. Kind of makes you appreciate what we have a little bit more. So anyway, here I am just kind of separate, like putting the doors on the rooms. I decided to use the get together. Oh, not the get together. I'm going to get the gets, like all confused, but the get famous stuff. Even though we didn't get like a plethora of doors, I did like the one that we did get. And so here I am just trying to make the bathroom work. But then I realized, oh, I should totally use that sink that we got. So the only thing about the sink, it's really cute. It's really pretty, but it's kind of just like there. I think it would have been nice if we would have got some solid options without the bowl. Maybe not even solid, but the same mesh without the bowl, just to kind of like put next to it, so we can make like our own little cabinets or whatever. I don't know. I was thinking that, man, that would be really nice. So it ended up being that this bathroom was like way too big for what I needed it for, and I couldn't put two together. I tried and it looked weird. So long story short, I ended up throwing a closet in there, just saying, hey, we'll have a closet in there, no worries. And then I could kind of like fix the space in here. I didn't want to like redo the entire layout of the condo, because I had already liked it so much and I was kind of committed. So I just kind of like, okay, he'll just have like a super big bathroom. Really, when you think about it, I could have put like a tub in there too, but I didn't want to. you know, I just felt like, you know, the shower would just be fine. So the guy is actually staying here, by the way. His name is Devin Cotton. I think that's his name. Anyway, so he's staying here. So I just kind of felt like the shower would be like the best thing to do. And it'll also give me an opportunity to kind of play around with the shower and just kind of play around with the things that you can do with it. So here I am just trying to add like some things to kind of like fill in all the blank spaces. I'll be honest with you guys, I've been recording like all day, and then yeah, so it did get to a point when I was making this that I was just like, I like it, I know I could probably add some more, but I don't feel like it right now. So you're going to probably see some parts where you're going to be like, oh, she could have put something there, she could have added something there, and I probably didn't. So I apologize about that in advance. Unfortunately, the way these early access or early release or early videos always come out is I always end up, you know, grinding at the last minute because we get the pack like the day before we're able to release it to you guys and let you see the footage. So it's like that day I'm doing pretty much all the recording, all the editing or whatever, and I'm not complaining because I'm very gracious for the experience, or for the what am I trying to say? Wow, I'm losing my train of thought right now. I'm very grateful for the you know what I'm trying to say, guys. I'm grateful for opportunity. There you go. I'm grateful for the opportunity. But truth be told, I just get like super tired after doing all the recording, and honestly I wanted to do some gameplay footage to show you guys like the gameplay. I think it'll be best suited to do it during like an LP process, but I still wanted to show you guys. So probably what I'll do is later on today, probably like hours from now, I don't know what time this video will go out, but probably hours from now I probably will live stream. So if you guys are already subscribed and got your notifications on, you'll get that notification, and I'll probably update on the community tab or on Twitter or in the Discord once I have the time kind of finalized to when I want to do it. I think it'll be easier to do it that way because I could just kind of like casually play. I don't have to worry about editing it. You guys can kind of like ask questions if you want more information, or you want me to show you more items or show you the items up close or what have you. So I think I'm going to end up doing that. So look forward to that. But anyway, back to the build. So now I'm outside doing the little outdoor space, and it's really big. I didn't realize how big it was till I started putting furniture there, but it's not like a bad thing. It's just kind of like, wow, what am I supposed to do with all this space? So I ended up being able to make like a living area, like a little lounge area, and a dining area, which is actually really cool. And I ended up using that same little, I don't remember where we got that grill from. I don't remember, but I ended up using the same little grill that we got from that they used for the little thing that I saw in the pre-built room that gave me the inspiration to make this thing. So, and it's funny, like this is the guy that lives here, but for some reason I wanted him to have like a whole bunch of flowers and just be very whimsical and fun outside. Don't ask me why, but on his side he got a whole bunch of flowers and like little lights that go on the window. I don't know, I just wanted to do something different, and I really don't get a chance to kind of do stuff like that. So I think for that most part, that side is done. I think I do go back and forth, like, because I remember I needed to add a thermostat, smoke detector. So I kind of went back and forth when I started doing some more stuff. But for the most part, I was working on the layout for the second condo. And like I said, it's going to be different than the other one because I wanted it to look, I didn't want it to be like mirror image. And, you know, I've never lived in a condo before, but I would imagine that this is what it would be like if you had a condo. Like, you know, you would be like, your condo would look like this, but my condo would look a little bit different. But, you know, I don't know 100% for sure. But anyway, so both of them have laundry rooms because I felt like, why not? And it's funny because the last couple of LPs I've been playing, like just playing casually or whatever, I noticed that even if, because I could have swore if you had, and it maybe it's a mod, well, it might be a mod in my game. Honestly, I don't remember putting a mod in my game that created laundry, but I could have swore if you don't have the hamper or the washer and dryer, that your clothes, your Sims wouldn't generate dirty clothes. Well, for some reason, even though some of my LPs, they don't have laundry, like laundry areas, they were still generating dirty clothes. And I was like, what is this? So I figured that I think moving forward, because realistically, if you're playing The Sims, this is a life simulation game, you are going to have laundry. And realistically, that is what happens. So I feel like moving forward, I'm going to make a commitment, which I need to do the transitions for my other LPs. But moving forward, I want to definitely make the commitment to have laundry rooms in all of my builds and all of my houses. you know, just to make it more realistic. And it's so funny, y'all, when I was doing the first person walkthrough, I put that bench like on the edge because my plan was to put like a plant or something there, and I forgot to go back and do it. So if I put this in the gallery, which I probably will, you know, you guys, it'll be fixed because I'll make sure I'll go through and tweak everything beforehand. So this particular sim has a dog, so I was trying to give her like that dog bed, but it wasn't fitting in her room. Her room is a little bit more narrower because I was trying to work with that hallway. And it's so funny, I was going to make the hallway a little bit thinner, but then it was like it was too thin. And then I was like, well, really, I could really make this size work if I just changed the orientation, which is what I ended up doing. I made it more long ways than width, you know, which is another different way. And it's so funny, I was going through these rug swatches and I was like, the first couple of them look like you got them out the dumpster, but the last couple of them look brand spanking new. It's the weirdest thing. And I think when I did the build buy mode overview, I think I didn't show all of them because I was like, ooh, this rug, and then I was like, ew. So I kind of just like skimmed over it. But truth be told, there's some good finds under that rug. Like you look at the first couple swatches and they look worn and old, look like, you know, that, you know, they like they're heirlooms, or maybe a lot of people were walking on them and you don't want to get rid of them because they belong to your great grandmama or something like that. That's what they look like to me. But you know, once you get past those, it gets a little bit better. So anyway, working on the living area right now, and I sized up and moved up that plant because I felt like we don't have to just use it on the ground. We could put it somewhere else. So then I saw, it's so funny, when I do build by mode items, y'all, I'm always like, did I get everything? Yay. But then when I was doing this, I found like 6 more things that I didn't even see when we did build by mode. It was like, well, and well, truth be told, I did put debug on. So I don't know if that was debug items, but one was like a fountain. One was like a balcony, like a little fake balcony thing. There was half walls, like trim for half walls. What else was it? But you guys will see when, because I ended up using the trim for the half walls, and then a couple minutes ago I made a mistake and pulled that other stuff out. It was the weirdest thing though, because I was like, I could have swore I went through everything, but for some reason, no matter how hard I try, I always end up missing 1 or 2 things, you know, accidentally. So anyway, here's her kitchen. I'm doing it like a little bit differently. I wanted to go with that old time stove because I don't know, I don't ever use it. So I felt like, oh, this would be a good opportunity to use it. And all her stuff is all white, which is kind of weird. But I wanted to do something different. So I kind of forced myself to do that. And there goes the doggy's little area right there. And, you know, I'm just trying to fill in a couple things. The only thing I wish I would have done that I'm thinking about now is that I didn't put any coffee pots or like appliances or anything like that. I pretty much just stuck with the basics. But I would like, honestly, if once they, you know, we get their little personalities down pat, we get to know a little bit more about them, and they start making money, then maybe I would just say, okay, this is a coffee drinker, or she likes her espressos every morning, or while he's studying his script, you know, he wants, you know, iced tea or something like that, you know, or tea, you know, like not iced tea, that little teacup thingy. And then that way I could just say, okay, I'll just buy it for them because that's their personality. So, you know, out the gate, this is just like a very basic, like it's furnished, but it's not personalized, if that makes any sense. Well, there's certain elements of personalization, but not much. Like, you know, the guy next door is the streamer. And this one, by the way, the person that's living in this house is an aspiring actress. So, you know, she'll have her posters on the wall. And what I would like to say is like, maybe those are posters from movies that she actually acted in. But truth be told, you know, she's an aspiring actress. She needs to get it together. And you know, there's scripts I did find in debug my items. There were scripts and like autographs, stuff like that. So I ended up using some of those. And these paintings, I think they work best when they're sized down. I'm so glad they gave us the ability to size down things, because I don't know what I would do if we had to deal with the size of some of these things, because some of them are just way too big. Like I probably size down more than I size up, to be honest with you. And I remember at one point we was like always like, hey, you can size up, woohoo. But it's like lately, no, it's all about the sizing down. It's all about the sizing down. So it's so funny. I ended up doing like red and black majority over there on the second condo, but I didn't go in with the, hey, I want to do red and black. I kind of just wanted to do whatever spoke to me at the time, because I really have to push myself to do other colors. Like I always kind of stick with the same colors. I do like a lot of neutrals, like browns and greens and stuff like that, tans. So I was trying to force myself to do something different. So it just so happened that I was like, well, this red actually is nice and it looks good with the zebra print. So ended up using that one. So anyway, here I am making like her little outdoor seating area, and she does have like a small I guess dining area, and she has a bigger grill. And of course she has toys for her dog outside. So I just tried to make it a little bit different for that reason. So I think here I'm just trying to go through and just add like a couple little extra you know, things that I didn't see, or I was like, oh, I could put that or put that. I do have move objects on, so that's probably the reason why you see like a lot of things snapping into place. But I think as far as the house goes, when I was playing with The Sims, doing my first person view of it, they didn't have any problems. I didn't try every single thing because, you know, even though first person is really cool, it's kind of hard to navigate out the gate. Like, I feel like once I get used to it, I'll be like, oh, okay, no worries. But right now I just was kind of struggling with it. So I didn't like go and check every single aspect and corner of the house, of the duplex rather. But, you know, from what I can see them walking around and stuff, they didn't have any issues. But, you know, sometimes I just can't stand using, move objects on because I'll forget and then something will happen and then the sim will be like waving their hands around like, oh. Anyway, so I am a little bit on the fence about the exterior I use. I already had decided to use like the black windows, and so for me to go and do the black brick, I was kind of like, ooh, that might not have been a good move. I do like how it looked, like the curb appeal of it, but I just don't know if the black was the best thing to do. And then I kind of felt like that I had the house up way too far. But unfortunately, if I would have moved it, I think it would have moved the garage too. So I was just kind of like, I won't worry about it. I'll just leave it like how it is. But anyway, and then this is the part where I started like running out of money and the game wouldn't let me add any more. It was the craziest thing. So in a second, I'm trying to add like the wallpaper and all that type of stuff on there. But in a second, you're going to see me trying to get like greenery and like bushes and, you know, plants and flowers and stuff. And my game is like, no, you done ran out of money. And it would not let me do motherload, ka-ching, or anything. So I don't know if it's because the lot was already, because I was in build buy mode, because I've done it in build buy mode before. But maybe that was like a patch update that they did. So now we can't, I don't know. Or if it was because these people, or maybe, I don't know. I have no clue. But so I was a little bit disappointed. So I'll have to go back in here and tweak. Yeah, see, I ran out of money. I'm gonna have to go back in and tweak. See, I was trying to type motherload and it was just not doing it. So I was like, all right, I'll just spend up the rest of the money on like some last minute things and we'll just wrap it up here. So anyway, stay tuned for the first person views of the duplex, which was actually kind of interesting. And if you have any questions or comments about what you've seen here, please let me know down in the comment box, and I'll see you guys later for the live stream.
That's the last one.